One. Okay. So Tone, I understand you and Chaos Loc went to middle school together and hung out in the hood, fighting other kids, Westwood neighborhood, Dayton, Ohio. And I heard, he was known for shooting people with BB guns, air cartridges, and stuff like that. So tell us about some more of the things you witnessed Chaos Loc doing in the early days.
Oh, breaking in cars, harassing people. We were doing a lot of things, Chaos Loc was a real good guy as a youth, but had some bad ways. We got in a lot of different things where he would just harass people and punch people. He didn't,
Okay.
he didn't play, He was a real good guy, but you cross his path, then it became something different.
Okay. So now at that young age, I mean, was he, because you know how he became a big leader later on, but did you see those characteristic and leadership characteristic and charisma early on with Chaos?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he did show like leadership in some type ways. He led me a couple places that I ain't need to be at, but
Okay.
But yeah, he was a stand-up guy. Yeah, I could say he was a leader. Yeah.
All right. And then so that name Chaos Loc, like what type of name did that invoke in people? Like, did it provoke fear in the enemies and like pride and joy into people in his inner circle? Like, when that name Chaos Loc rung out, like what was the reaction to it?
Well, when I first heard it, the first thing chaos, when you know what you think about when you hear chaos, like it's a problem. So yeah, that's what it really was for me. I don't know about the public, but for me, yeah, Chaos Loc was like reign of terror.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he lived up to that name?
Yeah, he definitely did. Yes, he did. Chaos
Okay.
did. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So now let me ask you this. Do you remember when you first heard about Loc catching that body and getting locked up when he was 15 years old?
Yeah,
I mean, do you remember?
yeah.
So what was that like? I mean, did it make the news? I mean, did it like just ring out through the neighborhood? Take me back to when that happened.
Oh, well, I was about 14, 15, and me and Chaos used to hang around each other a long time. And when we met, and as we got older, he moved away or something. I don't know what happened, but we just stopped hanging around each other. And but he was always a fighter. He was a scrawny little guy, but he was always a fighter. And I guess when he got into that altercation with some people, one thing led to another, and he caught a body for that. So he didn't bar none, man. He was a skinny little dude, but he would fight anybody, man. He would talk shit. He didn't care, man. He didn't care. He would stand up for his, and I think that's how he became who he was now. You know what I mean? From that heart that he had as a kid, and what he used to get into. Yeah.
Okay. So now the record shows that Chaos Loc, he's been on the front page of newspapers, featured on local news. Like, how did you feel seeing someone that close to you, like constantly name ringing out with, shootings, murders, and stuff like that all over the news and the papers?
Well, that's in the papers and in the public eye. Really,
Okay.
you got to know this character and this guy who we talking about, because it's a heart behind all that. You know what I mean? And it's a mind behind all that. And they can pick you out to be the bad guy all they want to, but sometimes it's not the case like that. You get put in the wrong place at the wrong time. Things happen. And from his case, that's what happened.
Okay. All right. So piggybacking on that question, so to the people, like all the homies in the hood, like was Chaos the type to take care of his people? I mean, how was he, like, contrast that media public news image of him with the real image about Chaos?
Yeah, Chaos was a hustler. Me and Chaos grew up together, hustling together, standing on the corner together, running around together, stealing together, getting cars together. He was just a hustler. He was a family guy too. He gave back to his family, his aunts and uncles. He wasn't always just a street guy. You know what I mean? How they portrayed him to be. But when you gotta eat, you gotta eat. By any means necessary. Any means necessary, we gotta eat. And that's just how it was.
Okay. All right. So Chaos goes away, gets locked up, and then amazingly he drops an album while he's still locked up, and went on to drop several albums. What was it like when you first heard his music dropping, and he's locked up, but he got music coming out?
Well, that was amazing, that he could still do his craft from where he was at, still, make a way for his own little path, which he did. And he's continuing to do it as he's still sitting in there. And it's just a blessing to be able to do that, and still reach out to the public while being behind bars, But it was a way that it made me feel that if he could do that, he could do anything, you know what I mean? And God give you all type of gifts, and he got a gift to rap, man. And I believe he gonna make it.
Okay, definitely. All right. So, through the first-hand experience, you and him living the street life, and you being close, seeing how he was, what do you think Chaos can offer, at-risk youth today? Like when he gets back home, what do you think he can bring? How can he help the youth, in other words?
Well, he can give them a lot of positive vibes and a lot of positive pointers on, how not to end up in a position that he was in or that he's in now. And, just give a positive outlook on life and, try to stop, violence and promote, good stuff. And, my fault, man, that was my phone. And try to portray like a good side instead of a bad side, because all of us have a bad side, but we portray that good side. So I think he's he's real good for the youth right now, and whatever crafts he learned in there, he can teach the youth out here. You know what I mean? And, it is what it is, but I believe in chaos, man. Yeah, I do.
All right. So last question. So if you had a crystal ball and you predict where you see Chaos like 5-10 years from now, where you see that, brother?
Okay. I could say on top, man. Top. I could say on top. He deserved to be on top. He been striving for it. When you always down, man, you can't do nothing but come up, man. And I feel that he's been down a long time and he has no choice but to come up, man. And 5 years from now, you'll be having this conversation with him instead of me, So
okay.
yeah. So I believe in him, like I said, and he's a good guy, man. And I don't want to portray that wrong outlook on my friend, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's a good guy, man.
All right, bro. Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate your time for Chaos. Any last words you got for the listening audience about Brother Loc?
Yeah. Just, promote his music, help him by that way, help him get everything that he's trying to do. And one love, and we can't wait till we come home.
Word. I feel that one, bro.